Hello, guys, gals, non binary pals. Thank you for joining us to another episode of GSC's Girl Pod. Hello, it's me, Candy, and I am joined by my fantastic co hosts, Britt and V. Britt, how you doing today?
Here. We're good. I wasn't prepared and yeah. Hi. I'm just gonna sip my coffee and pretend that I was paying attention.
Yay! Listen, as we said it on the last week's GSC news pod, it's the girl pod method. You start even when you're not ready. Cold open,
Nope.
regular open, whatever. How you doing, V?
I'm very good. I'm very good. I think we should give the viewers and listeners context. The fact that we are not ready is because we've just been watching Elmo crashing out by Rocco.
Yes.
Yep.
We're not prepared for this. We're not in the right frame of mind to be chatting about video games. We're like, it is just a rock. It's a fucking rock.
Okay, how we started? Should we tell them how we started about talking about Rocco?
Yes.
And Elmo.
Yes, we should. We should.
Mhm.
We think we should take Jeff Keighley down a peg by getting a Muppet to threaten him
Physical violence.
with physical violence on it. Yeah.
Listen, we just want to see
We're
Jeff
not-
Keighley's villain arc.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like he's one thing away.
Yeah.
The only thing to push him into it is his beloved Muppets.
Yes.
Telling him to fuck off on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that we, and again we've covered this before. It's not big. We don't dislike Jeff Keighley. We love Jeff Keighley, but we love sassy Jeff Keighley. We love. I'm gonna post a Jurassic Park meme to you about Highguard Jeff Keighley. This peak Jeff Keighley content.
Yes. I think he should just embrace it,
Yeah.
be with it. So there's at least two things this year that have started to push him in that direction. The Muppets will be, the tipping point, and especially if it comes from everybody's favorite Elmo, right? Like that's where it's really like, okay.
Yeah. No one's getting upset if animal is rude to them.
No. And you don't
although
understand the
animal
Swedish chef.
No.
He the Rudy. It's pretty much that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's basically like
It's like, Rudy. Rudy. Yeah, pretty much.
And it's not going to be eager. He's just
he's my favorite Muppet.
He goes do
He
like
is my favorite Muppet.
the
Just because he
Swedish
doesn't.
chef doing
Yeah.
it, but then the subtitles just be like, "Fuck you, Jeff Keighley."
Oh my god, wait, and the Swedish chef could be saying all this, and then it cuts to like him like cooking things, so it's just the really aggressive like knife chop against things for like it's really accented. And again, just for context, we don't actually wish harm on Jeff Keighley. We just want to see the
No.
villain arc.
We love Jeff
Yeah.
Keighley. We just think everyone in 2026 should be on their villain arc.
Mhm.
It's time. The world is literally on fire. Villain arc time. Like,
Big facts. Like just let it rip. Just go for it. Just
yeah.
And this also spiraled from us talking about games and game of the year. And so there's a lot of stuff that happened to get here. And I said Resident Evil Requiem is just going to be game of the year because Slay the Spire 2 is still in early access. So fine, it's not the full game, or else that would be my vote. And then V was like, it's going to be Grand Theft Auto, even if it's not out. And that's why I said villain arc. No to
Villain
Grand
arc.
Theft Auto.
Give it to Slay the Spire 2, despite the fact it's an indie game that's in early access. Currently it's my game of the year, despite the fact it's in early access, because it's phenomenal. It's so good.
It really is.
But yeah, do you know, you do know how much the Twitter game fans will lose their minds if an indie game in early access won game of the year. We all saw the discourse when it was Balatro even was deigned to be mentioned
Mhm.
in Game of the Year chat, despite the fact it's like, oh, 7 million people have played this. It's more addictive than cocaine. And people are like, what is this? What is this indie slop? It's like, nah, you just don't. In fact, you just don't play games, bro.
You just don't understand it.
Yeah, you just. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not high IQ enough to understand the intricacies of Balatro.
Which, to be fair, some runs I'm like, neither am I.
Same. Gold stake? What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, like, what is this? Excuse? What? You tell me I have to like basically know poker before this and then modify excuse? What? Shh. I'm too dumb
Just
for
give me
this.
a legendary joker and move on. Like,
You know, but again, no harm to Jeff Keighley. Villain arc, go for it. Don't give game of the year to GTA 5, 6. I don't even know. I've never played one, whatever it is. Assuming
Oh,
that it
and it
even makes it
cannot
out.
be Miss Piggy.
It
We already
cannot be
decided
Miss
it can't
Piggy.
be Miss
not
Piggy.
Miss Piggy,
She
it has to be-
threatens violence and hatred towards people as it is.
Yeah.
So her doing that toward Jeff would just not be
He'd probably
would
be
just
into
wouldn't be it. He'd probably chalk it up to her just being Miss Piggy.
Mhm.
It's got to
Yeah.
be someone pure of heart. That's why we got. That's
Yep.
why we thought Elmo.
He would probably be into it. It's like that interview with Tim Curry, and they're like, "Oh, was there ever like who was the one that got away?" And he was like, "Oh, Miss Piggy." Like, she's so terrible. I love it. Like I'm like, yeah.
I mean, we do know that she is, you know, that's part of her charm.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But so that's how we ended up here. Villain arc 2026. Let's go. You know, V might
Sam-
always be in a villain arc with, you know, no empathy, only daggers. Maybe we can get Brit in a villain arc. I'll just be
Oh, I
the
am.
MC.
Just not on the internet.
On the internet.
Brit's in her villain arc in Stardew Valley. Like-
I always play Stardew Valley in my villain arc. The only part of that villain arc I will not do is the JoJo run. I've done it once and I hated myself and like I stopped playing the game for weeks and we will not go there again.
Even some villains have their lines.
Yeah, even evil's got standards, right?
Mhm.
Like that's the name of the trope. Like,
Well, it's the difference between, you know, your chaotic evil, your neutral evil, your lawful evil, you know? That's where you draw the line.
I'm
Yeah.
chaotic evil. No, that's V. I'm lawful evil where it's deserved.
I'm chaotic evil. I do it for the love of the game.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I do actually have a hoodie, like a D&D hoodie, that just says chaotic neutral on it. And it's like, chaotic neutral might save your life, might steal your wife. And I'm like, yeah, no, that absolutely tracks.
I love that.
That's in my profile actually. Most profiles. It
Yeah.
says chaotic neutral. It will say level my age. I'm not telling you my age right now, but it will say level whatever and then chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
'Cause I never not play a chaotic neutral.
Yeah. I'm trying to do chaotic good in my current D&D campaign because I'm playing a himbo, but I know at some point it's gonna slide into chaotic neutral just for fun. Like chaotic good is I'm having a good time because chaotic good when you are the dumbest person that has ever existed is a fantastic way to play D&D. Just like, oh, I reckon I could jump that. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, I could definitely jump it. I could jump it. Watch me jump it. They're like, there's clearly a trap on the other side. I'm like, don't care, could jump. But yeah, I'm sure at some point Durga will slide slowly into chaotic neutral.
That's
And
fair.
then maybe Durga can go on his villain arc.
Everyone gets a good villain arc. Yeah. I don't know. I think my new character is probably going to be more lawful good. I think that's probably where, with the backstory that I've given her. So I have to be very careful about that.
Well, lawful good very quickly can turn into lawful evil.
I know.
Like, are you a paladin?
No, she's a little halfling fighter.
Oh, okay. You'd probably be okay then.
Yeah,
Lawful
and
good as paladin so quickly
shifts. Oh
into
yeah,
lawful evil.
yeah.
Lawful good paladin so quickly goes to I was just following orders, bro. Like it just does it so quickly. Like,
Yeah. No, she's the background that I gave her. She's slightly older, but this is her first like really adventuring campaign. But she's always been very much more about like the whole of people and like very generous and all about her family. So I'm like, she's definitely a good character, but then she has really been careful to stay within rules of things. So that's why I'm like, I think she's going to be more lawful good than like neutral good or whatever. Definitely not chaotic. That like my previous character, somewhere more along that line. Chaotic good, chaotic neutral. Whereas this one, I think I'm going to try to keep her in that good range, which will be a little bit of a struggle for me, but that's okay. Fine. It's fine. What's not a struggle, though, even though it doesn't look as pretty as it did at one point, is this drink that Britt recommended last night that I got, which is the banana pudding latte from Dunkin'. It's delicious. I did not expect it. I love a good banana pudding. I think we've talked about it on the podcast maybe before. And this might be like the new thing that I get at Dunkin' when I go. Definitely ice. I don't think I'd try it hot. But it is so good. This is not a sponsor. Although Dunkin', if you do want to sponsor us, I'm into it. I used to work for y'all at one point. Sponsor us. But no,
I can
it's
endorse that, despite the
delightful.
fact we don't even have Dunkin' Donuts over here. Sponsor the rest of these lovely ladies with free Dunkin'. I know they love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like once upon a time, I worked at a Dunkin' Donuts. I had a fantastic management team. They, again, not a sponsor, but Dunkin', if you want to hear this and then maybe sponsor us, fantastic management team. And there are lessons of life that I learned from some of that management team that I have taken with me into every job, even though it was just a coffee shop, right? It was very much like what you put in is what you get out, right? Like always strive to be the best. They were the first place that gave me a management role at like 17. And yes, I'm still out here trying to lead teams and stuff like that. So clearly they put me on the right path. So, you never know what you learn in a job that you take with you. And I will say their coffee game has just gotten better and better since I've worked there. So
And legally, everyone should have to work in either retail or hospitality before they go out into the big wide world, so that they learn not to treat people who work in retail and hospitality like shit. Like you must work behind the counter or behind a bar or
Mhm.
like in a shop for a year. This could be the national service that is actually useful to people, so that you can learn that your behavior as a customer is unacceptable and be
Yes.
normal. Like,
Mhm. 100%. 100%. But it's they're just the things that they've been doing with coffee flavors has just improved so much. I mean, I remember being there when we got like the first latte machine and it was okay, here's the espresso beans. Like this is how long ago I was 17, right? So for anybody, who remembers a Dunkin' before they had lattes. Um, but it was just like, okay, here's how you make a latte. That was the first time I learned about what the fuck a latte was. Here's the difference between a latte and a cappuccino. And now they have delicious flavors like banana pudding latte. I'm like, wow, back then we had caramel swirl and mocha swirl, and that was it. And you were like, here's your swirl. But yeah, delightful. But Britt, since you told me to get this, what are you drinking this lovely morning? Because it is 10 a.m. for us.
I'm gonna call this a Harvey Delight because if you guys know, in Stardew, Harvey's favorite is coffee. One of his favorites is coffee. And in my Stardew Valley mug, which yes, I'm obsessed with Stardew Valley. We already knew that. But all my Stardew Valley stuff came in. So I'm gonna use that opportunity to show that off. It is 2 shots of espresso with toasted coconut syrup in it. And that's actually it. So we're just gonna call it did I say Harvey's Delight?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it Harvey's Vice instead because
Oh, because villain arc time.
yes, yes,
because we're all in the
yes,
villain arc.
yes. But if you want to date Harvey, just give him coffee.
That's
Just give
fair.
him coffee. He really likes coffee.
I can relate to that.
What about you, V?
Well, it is not. I would like to stress that it's not 10 a.m. for me. Although it's hard to say whether or not that would make that much of a difference. But I have a lovely glass of the Governor VIP. Wait, Wayne, please don't pay attention to the fact that there's at least half a bottle done out of this already. But no, it's just a really nice Spanish white wine. I'm not entirely sure what the grapes are. The Governor doesn't necessarily say on them, but they do a really nice red that's a bit like a Rioja. They do a white, but this is the VIP white that I got from Majestic the other week, and it is delicious. It's super chilled. It's refreshing. The sun is shining. Is the like first day of spring here in Scotland, so it's like 15 degrees Celsius outside, which is warm for Scotland
Mhm.
generally. Like nice chilled glass of white wine to start the day. I'm going to a party later, so I'm pre-gaming super early for the party on Girl Pod. But yeah, it's a very nice drop. Would recommend if you like uh not super dry but not super sweet white wine.
Okay. I'd give that a
I
try.
like the bottle. I like the
Yeah.
bottle.
It is a
I'm
nice
not a
bottle. It's a
drinker,
nice label.
but I love on a beer, on a wine, on pretty much anything. You get me a good label, I'll at least try it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Marketing like is so important, especially when it comes to
Hmm.
like alcohol products. But yeah, a really fun label on something. I'm like, I'm gonna pick that up. I'm not even gonna read what it says on the back. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll try that. Like
Yeah.
you've went out of your way to make something that I want to look at.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I feel like
Mhm.
that makes such a big difference, especially if you're like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Like, if it catches your eye, I do this with almost everything, honestly. Like, even books, it doesn't matter what the book is, if the label, the cover, whatever you want to interchange it with, um, is something that catches my eye and is appealing, I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Sure.
Yeah.
Why
You
Yeah,
often
not?
say
books. Mhm.
don't judge a book by its cover. But would you rather have the Penguin Classics edition of Frankenstein or this version of Frankenstein? Because I know which one I would rather have. That
The
look at
pretty
these. Tell me
ones.
you don't
Mhm.
want to read this. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm a
yeah.
sucker for a sprayed edge.
Mm, yeah.
A sprayed edge.
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mhm.
No, that's so fair.
Yeah.
But even like
Um,
not as much anymore, but video games I used to that's as crazy as this sort of sounds, that's actually why I picked up Persona 5 when I had picked it up back in I don't know what year it was. 2016 maybe? No, maybe even before that. Because I went into GameStop and I was like, what do they have for PlayStation that like is on sale and is cheap? And I walked around because it was like already after it had come out, and I knew the Persona series because I had played the first one when I was a young girl. Um, and I saw it and I was like, oh, it looks very anime and flashy and pretty. Like, sure, I'll grab it. It was on sale for $20, and then it became my whole obsession to the point where we put characters on the wedding cake. So like sometimes the cover will just it'll grab you, and you're just like, this is worth a shot.
mhm.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, again, it's like don't judge a book by its color, but inherently most people, obviously not if you have a visual impairment, but most people are very visual creatures, so they see
Hmm.
something that they like and they're more interested in it. So I see it a lot on the indie dev subreddit and indie game subreddit, and it's like people being like, oh, this was the capsule art that I was using before, that was a bit of a placeholder that they'd done themselves. They're not a visual artist, and then they invested someone to come and redo the capsule art.
Hmm.
And they see like their wish lists and stuff like that coming up. It's like it's also why, well, we spoke about it on the news pod, but why the DLSS 5 stuff is so disconcerting, because it's like
Yes.
looking at shiny AI like stretched skin is not visually appealing to me, and I'm sure it's not
Hmm.
visually appealing to most
Yeah.
people. So it's this people aren't necessarily super anti AI because they don't want new tech, because that's not what it is. It's because people don't want homogenized shit that
Yes.
all looks the same, that has no
Mhm.
visual flair and no artistic intention, and no
Mm-hmm.
matter how good that you say it looks as an AI, bro, it's like, yeah, but it all looks the fucking same. Like, there's no soul to it. It doesn't catch my
Mhm.
eye. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
glazed over. The way that your characters look glazed over, there's no soul there. There's nothing
Yeah.
behind it. Like, so why would I want to look at it? I don't. It just merges right into the background, being like, oh, same old shit.
That's
Like,
that's exactly it.
Mhm.
I think that's exactly it, right? Like I think when for me when we say like don't judge a book by its cover, I'm not going to judge it fully. I'm not going to judge it fully by the cover, but I am going to give
mm,
it a second look by its cover,
yeah,
right? Like and I'm not going to inherently judge it bad just because it has like maybe a not as bl- bright or not as like, you know, eye-catching coloring or whatever. But will I then take the time to look deeper into it? Maybe not, right? Like, and I think that's
Mhm.
the difference, right? I'm not gonna look at it and be like, this must be bad because I don't like the way that it looks. I'm like, no, it's
mhm,
just not gonna take my time up when there's a million other games that are clawing for my attention.
yeah.
Mhm.
And visually appealing doesn't mean like looks pretty
Mm-hmm.
or looks like
Mhm.
super nice. It can
Yeah.
just be it
The
is
color
in
scheme.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or like it just
Just
something
like
intrinsically
Interesting.
interesting. Like I want to keep looking at it, even though it's a bit loopy and
Mm-hmm.
weird. I'm like, oh, that's a bit strange. I wanna look at that
Yes.
again. Like,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
mhm.
100%. I think that's the and you don't get that with AI in this DLSS 5 or whatever the hell it is. It's just ugh. And I'll say it again. They ruined my boy Leon. And how do you
yeah.
do that?
How do you? The hottest man that's ever existed, and you're out here making him look bad. Like,
Like, how could you do this to me? Oh, made him shiny and like everybody else. I think that's the problem. They look like everybody else. Like
mm,
there's nothing to distinguish them. We can get people distinguished looking in pixel art games, but we can't get DLSS 5 to distinguish the people apart. Like, come on. What is that
Mhm.
yeah,
nonsense?
yeah. There's no personality to it at all. You think
Mm-mm.
about again, not played Stardew, but you think about all the character sprites and stuff like that in Stardew. It's like you know who they are. Their art is considered. Like you can tell them apart. You get like an idea of like their personality and stuff based on the artwork that is there. And then you can
Yeah.
have everyone looks the same. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
looks the same, and they look like they're made out of just like sanded down rubber. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
No. And I know, Britt, you and I talked about it. And we were talking about like having Concerned Ape on the podcast. And it was just like one of these things where it's like, at what point are you getting rid of the like artistic vision of the people that put the time in? And I feel like that is exactly what this does for all those like
Mhm.
people who did the character models. And like now they look the same. Like
mm,
maybe they didn't want them to look the same. Maybe they wanted the mole in this space. Maybe they wanted the you know bags behind the under the eyes. Like maybe they wanted that. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know what the
Yeah.
reason is, but
Leon at his age should have something.
yes,
yeah,
that man has seen
y-
some shit. He should look like he has seen some shit.
We love a gray fox.
Mm-hmm.
Have
yeah.
we not seen it with Steve Carell? Have we not seen it with a bunch of other people? Like Steve Carell's the only man that came to my head. Like,
Uh,
even
Timothy
Pedro with his little
Oliphant.
bit of gray.
Tell you, Oliphant could get it. That man could get it.
Well,
Like,
okay, so
The other man in a Mando costume that yeah.
yep.
well, so I don't know what has been going on, but I'm very overdue for a Scream series rewatch because when the heat was out and we were at the hotel, they were playing the Scream series on whatever channel we were able to get, and then on Friday the 13th in March, Sean and I went to our local tattoo parlor and got $40 tattoos, which was a lot of fun, and they were playing all the Scream movies. So I'm like, okay, clearly I need to go back and watch the Scream movies. And I had forgotten that he was in the second Scream movie, right?
Mhm.
because again, I saw Scream 2 like when it came out and I haven't seen it since. And now that I think about it, damn, Scream 1 had Skeet Ulrich and the second one had Timothy Oliphant. Like, wow, they're really bringing out the good
He was
looking
in the
guys.
Scream movie?
Skeet Ulrich,
That
yeah.
that's new to me.
Oh,
Okay, I don't know anything about. I know
okay.
Scream. I know what it is because, I know Ghostface, but I
Hmm.
know the original. I don't know anything past like the first one.
Well, he's in the first one. Skeet Ulrich is in the first one. He's
No, 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 not Timothy Oliphant.
oh, to me, yeah, Timothy Oliphant's in the second one. But now that
I didn't know.
I'm like, damn, Scream always had good looking guys in it because Skeet
Yeah,
Ulrich might have been the one that set me on a dark path after that first one.
Leave Leave Schreiber.
Liev
He's in
Schreiber is in
Scream.
he's in the first three, I think.
Yeah, he's in 1, 2, and 3, and
Hmm.
another silver fox. Like, man has aged like a fine wine.
Damn, did Scream just grab all the people that are like gonna age real well?
Scream was like, we're gonna take the standard. Well, obviously, if you're not familiar with the Scream franchise, we all grew up with it. I think just even if we hadn't watched it, but it was like a big part of like pop culture, and the
Hmm.
whole point of it is like it takes traditional horror movie tropes and it deconstructs them. So it was like, oh, what if you didn't have the killer being this super ugly person that's really easy to spot like from 10 miles away, so there's a
Hmm.
good twist to it. It's like, oh, we're going to make the hot people the villains, like, and that, like, I think, I mean, I've not seen every film ever made, but like I think Scream really started that as a trend
Hmm.
in horror movies, being like, oh, hot people can also be super terrible.
Hmm.
And in order to do that, they were just like, are we going to get all these hot people? Look at all these hot people that we've got. Like, what was the one? Not the most recent one, because I've heard that's really bad. Was it Scream 5? Was the last one I saw in the cinema? Uh,
Is that the
that's
one
the
with
first.
Emma Roberts? Is that one?
No, it's the first one with Melissa Barrera in it, and then obviously they got rid of her
Hmm.
after Scream 6. It was the one that they just renamed Scream.
Oh,
But
okay.
like,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to spoil it. It did only come out like 4 years ago, but it's just like, again, they're like, what if we made what if the hot people were the murderers?
Hmm.
Like, and not every murder also has to just be like a terrible shitty man. Like,
Yeah.
Scream's been subverting all of that for so many years. Although
Hmm.
apparently the new one is shit and it doesn't make any sense. And
I know, I
they
haven't
deserve
seen it.
that.
I
The
mean, not
studio deserves
everything's gonna
that.
be great, you know?
Mm-mm.
Well,
They've put out what,
they
7 of them? Like,
yeah. And I think it was like the sixth one, they were like, we're not going to pay um who's the actress that plays Sydney Prescott? Neve Campbell,
mhm.
also aged like a fine wine. What a woman!
Yup.
Like, but they're like, oh, we're not going to pay Neve Campbell the money that she wants to come back to this franchise that is essentially around her and about
Mhm.
her.
Yep.
And then in the new one, apparently, is they're very much like, oh, you guys have to let go of the past. Like, we've brought her back to show you that this is like it's bad actually. And it's like, well, you brought her back. Like,
Mhm.
why are you? This is the new Jurassic World problem. Why are you insulting your audience by being like, oh, actually, you guys are wrong? And it's like, well, you're the ones that keep fucking doing it.
Mhm.
Like, it's like Jurassic World Rebirth. They're like, people are sick of dinosaurs. It's like, okay, well, stop fucking making shitty dinosaur movies then. I don't care. Like, it's like, one, people are never going to be sick of dinosaurs. Not one. As long as I exist, there will be a dinosaur fan on the planet. But two, like, people aren't sick of dinosaurs. People are sick of you like being like, oh, but what if the dinosaurs were mutants actually, and we
Mhm.
essentially just made it into bad Godzilla? I'm like, no, just make it about fucking dinosaurs, bro. I don't
Yeah,
care
that's
about
it.
I don't care about the D-Rex. What the
Mhm.
fuck? Shut up. Get this out of here. Like, get out of here.
Tell us about the new dinosaur that was found in South Korea, okay? That's what we need to hear.
Yeah, I just want to see fun dinosaur times. I don't want you in front of me being like, I, I got so mad when saw the first Jurassic World film in the cinema that my partner at the time asked me to leave the pub afterwards because people were looking at us. I was the maddest I've ever been in my life. And it's because like the one of the major plot points is like we had to make a newer, scarier dinosaur that can also go invisible because people were so bored of dinosaurs. I'm like, people have been going to zoos for 100 years. Fuck you! Like you're telling me that people are still like paying money to go and see a tiger because tigers are majestic and wonderful, and after 3 years, people will be like, do you know what? I can't actually be bothered looking at that fucking T-Rex. What? Like, shut up! Get out of here! Like.
Oh my god. I love it.
These are the people that want you to have that want AI and everything.
They
It's
are.
because they think you have
Mhm.
such a as bad and shitty an attention span as they do. Like
Mhm.
it's like no, actually, I love things that look good and are cool. I don't want everything to look the same just because you're like, oh, but it's easier and people want new things. Fuck you! I don't want new things. I want to read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein because she hates Lord Byron. Get out of my face.
I also love the idea that it's like people want new things. They want this. Really? Because I've seen a lot of fucking pixel art games explode recently. 8-bit games, 16-bit games. You guys tell me people want new shit when we're going back to these like retro aesthetics? Shut up. Just because you think you want something new and because you think you know better doesn't mean that you actually speak for the majority. Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. You have to.
Ugh.
So bad.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, man, Scream has some really good looking people. Because even Matthew Lillard got a bit of a glow up from that first Scream
Talking about
movie to
great
where he is now.
foxes.
That's what I'm saying.
Then he
And
plays D&D.
he plays D&D, and now he's got, all right, spoiler for a movie that's whatever, how old the first Scream is, right? He is one of the killers in Scream. And so technically, he has 2 characters in Dead by Daylight.
Oh.
Ghostface and Freddy Fazbear. Look at him.
I did see someone the other day make a Springtrap costume that was blended with Ghostface. So
Ooh, maybe that's why, because the crossover. Yeah.
yeah, I said, okay, so when are we bringing this skin into DBD? But it's the Springtrap, and if you know, like the Springtrap has like pieces missing. So where
Mhm.
the pieces are missing, they have like the ghost face. And it's just I'll find the video, but it's so good. It's just so
Nice.
good. Like you saying that triggered that what I thought this week because I saw that earlier in the week and I was like, dang.
Yeah, because I know there's one skin for Freddy that I think is like Matthew Lillard's face. Or like modeled after his face because the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, there is. It's one of the Springtraps.
Yeah.
One of the has the head off.
The like yeah, has the like thing off. So it's like yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but Matthew Lillard really again because again, like seeing him in the first one, I was like, I don't know. Skeet Ulrich was definitely the good looking one there. Now it's like, oh well, both of you look great. Okay.
Fine wine.
Yeah.
Fine wine.
I'm looking at the cast of Scream, the original Scream, which came out in 1996. By the way, it's a 30-year-old movie, and I remember watching this when it came out. So obviously my parents were not making sure I was not looking at stuff. Like
I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it on DVD, but I watched it. Okay, my parents were very much like we're not going to tell you can't watch this, but we're going to watch it with you. So the first time I watched it was with them. And I was 9.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A great movie. 10 out of 10.
So good.
But yeah, it's got David Arquette,
Mhm.
who I would argue has aged very well.
I wouldn't say he's like to me he's not hot, but he has definitely like grown into himself more, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You got Neve Campbell.
Fantastic.
You got Matthew Lillard. You got Rose McGowan. Babe. Skeet Ulrich. You got Drew Barrymore. Still a babe.
Yup.
Like 10 out of 10. I will say, I think Courtney Cox is amazing, and I think that she is a beautiful woman. I think, obviously, for me, unfortunately, she's had maybe a little bit too much work done
That's
instead of
fair.
just but
Aging
obviously this is
gracefully.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, which is not her, like it's not an insult to her,
Yeah.
because she's in Hollywood, and
Mhm.
this is being like it
The standards feel
women
very
aging,
different
yeah,
in like the Hollywood sphere.
women aging in real life outside of Hollywood is still very much sort of stigmatized.
Mm-hmm.
There's like you've got Grey Fox, and then what the only other equivalent for like women is what, like MILF or GILF, and
Mm-hmm.
essentially it's like how how big are your titties? Like it's not about actually
There's
aging
very
gracefully at all.
few. Yeah, there's very
Like
few that like a like Meryl Streep. I think most people would be like, she
Helen
gets it.
Mirren,
Helen Mirren's
give me
another
some of
one.
that.
That's
Give
what
me
like
some of that Helen
but
Mirren.
those are the two that I can think of that
Yeah,
like are very much like it, I hate to call it a pass in Hollywood, but that's what it feels like, right?
yeah,
And then every other woman is held to these like crazy standards in Hollywood.
yeah. You either go, oh, she's aged, that's bad, or she's had too much plastic surgery, that's
Mm-hmm.
bad. Um, and I don't want to like necessarily contribute to that with Courtney Cox, but I would rather see more like you've just aged and actually you look great.
Mm-hmm.
And presumably all of these people, even the men, have had plastic surgery, like at
Oh,
some point.
100%.
But it's like more women aging gracefully, please. She says
Mm-hmm.
that she has clearly dyed her hair because she didn't like the gray, but like
I don't think dyeing your hair is a form of
mm,
it's I don't want to bash people like, necessarily like everyone has their we talked about vices and
Mm-hmm.
what
yeah,
they don't like about themselves, and I just feel like especially when you're in the limelight, I feel like you are held to that necessarily that higher standard to keep
mhm,
when your face is on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But as someone who's always looking for like people who are looking for, and I don't just mean myself, I mean everyone is looking for the representation of themselves.
mhm,
When you see someone who looks like you, or is aging and stuff, it gives you confidence to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
When you have someone that is like, you know, 20 years older than you and looks baby face fresh, and you're like, oh, well, these bags under my eye, like
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a rip to your soul sometimes. So uh, I get why people do it,
Oh yeah.
just
yeah.
but
It
I don't
can't,
have the money to do that.
Mm,
no,
no.
and actually, it can't be good for the medium of movies
Mhm,
in which you are supposed to be expressive,
Mm-hmm.
to have things like
mhm,
Botox that freeze your facial muscles. Like
mhm.
your face is supposed to be conveying emotions in a
Right.
visual media.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, is she sad? Is he surprised?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
And that's when it's like way too much, right? That's when it's just
Mm,
like, okay. Like now, and
Mhm,
I think there's like, I think that's the thing. There's also that tipping point of like, well, now you can't, because to some extent, I understand that you are having to do some of these things or feel like you have to do some of these things because it is your job and your job does require you to look a certain way, right? Because that's
mhm,
mhm,
casting for roles. And obviously, for roles, you need to look a certain way, sound a certain way, blah, 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 right? But if you then
mhm,
can't convey the expression because you've put so much into looking the one way, like then it's detrimental because now you can't actually do the acting that you were cast to do, right? So I mean, I think there's like
mhm,
a trade-off there. Um, I would love to see more people like, continue to age without fillers and blah blah blah. And it's not to say that people can't do that. Yes, obviously they can do that if you have the money and you want to do that and that makes you feel good about yourself, have fun. Um, you know,
mhm,
I just personally am like, I would like to see more people like age mostly, without the additional stuff, right? Because I think then
mhm,
that also feeds into the expectations of what people look like on a regular day-to-day basis, right? Because then you're not competing with it, in your daily life. And unfortunately, there have been plenty of studies that said if people find you visually appealing, like you might do better on that job interview, you might do better here, right? Like there's all of that that is already so well documented and studied. And if we could like all just eventually be accepting of what the normal standards are or like the high standards are and that aging is normal and all of that, that'd be great, right? And then maybe we could have, an older uh Jill, right? An older Ada instead of just having an older Leon, right? Like,
Mhm.
Because we're like, that's how we start with this. It's like, yeah, Leon looks great. He's older. He's, terrific. But he's also being put alongside Grace, who is 20s maybe, right? Whereas we know that Resident Evil has had some great female characters, right? As far as I know, they're alive. I don't know. I've only played Resident Evil 4 and 5. Right. So people can correct me if I'm wrong. But Jill Valentine, Ada Wong, Claire Redfield, right? Like, where they at?
Ashley.
Okay. After playing 4, I can't with Ashley. No. I don't
Leon,
need
help!
yeah, no.
Leon!
Leon!
No. Oh my god.
Leon!
Oh my god. I mean, I guess they gave her a little bit more in the remake, but my gosh, just Leon, help! I'm like, oh my god, shut up. Here I am shooting like 5 different people to get them away from you, right? And my favorite is to be like, okay, run over here. You know what? Maybe you should just hide in the trash can this whole game, Ashley. Maybe just stay in
Cinnamon.
the trash can, okay? Like, I'll come get you afterwards. Even these people are not going to look in the trash can for you, all right? Just stay here and shut up. And no, I'm not
The-
giving you my number. Oh my god, if they reveal that Leon ended up marrying Ashley at the end of all this, I will be so
No.
pissed.
No, he wouldn't have. He absolutely. What do you mean? He would not have.
Mm-mm.
He better
If
not
Leon
have.
is if Leon is married to anyone, it's either Ada
A-
Wong or Louise from
Ada.
Resident Evil 4.
Ada.
I'm convinced it's Ada, but if they turn around and troll us and say that it is like Ashley, I will be livid.
It's not Ashley. He was so mad at her for the full game.
I
The
know.
best thing
He
is
did try to interrupt the wedding, though. Leon! Leon!
Leon, save me! The best thing in Resident Evil 4 is when you can unlock the knight armor. It was one of the unlockable outfits for Ashley, which means that people can't pick her up. Whenever the like Ganados try and pick her up, they just drop her because she's too heavy. She's just like, it's like she is just walking about in a living trash can. So you're just like, okay, stay over there. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Oh, she was the worst. Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, she does do very well as like spoiled, like damsel in distress president's daughter.
She really
Like
does.
she is annoying, and she was designed to be annoying, and she plays her role perfectly.
Oh,
Like
oh my god. Uh, I hope he's married to Ada and not. Oh, okay. That's just we don't know who it is. Maybe in Resident Evil
It's-
10 we'll find out.
Tell us
It's
in the
not
comments who you think
Ashley.
Leon married.
Yeah.
Who do you think
Mhm.
Leon married?
What if-
We all
I
know.
mean, my bet's on Ada.
That's
But
who I
It
think.
could be.
Yeah.
It could be. Oh no!
Claire.
I was gonna say Wesker, but that's Chris.
Oh,
Oh,
what
yeah.
if he married Chris?
No, if he was going to
Gross.
marry a Redfield, he'd be marrying Claire. They had such good chemistry in
They
Resident
did.
Evil 2. Like
They did. I have watched enough
maybe
of
they
it.
got
Mhm.
maybe they got back together later and were like, oh, this was all really fucked up, and then they got married. Like
Oh, I was trying to think if there's some way to talk about the characters outside of Leon and Grace in Requiem, but I don't think there's a spoiler-free way to really do that. I
too
mean,
early to spoil.
yeah, I know.
It's too early to spoil.
I know they haven't done a spoiler cast yet, so I feel like I can't. I feel like I can't spoil things, but there is references to some other characters. So I almost wonder if when we get Resident Evil 10, will we see some of those other characters, and will we see a nicely well-aged, Ada or Jill or Claire, whoever they decide to bring in. And
Give me
hopefully we
back
get
some
more
Ada
Leon.
Wong. I already knew I was bisexual before I played Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, but if Ada Wong backflipping in that dress with a gun strapped to her thigh did not fully confirm it, then I don't know what did. I was like, oh, I want to oh, he's so hot. Oh, she's so hot. Oh no.
Oh no, they're all hot.
Oh, they're all too hot. I'm so confused. It was like I'm not confused. I would like to be in a thruple. Could we thruple this? Like, yay. We could all go to the bar once this is done, please.
I will give Resident Evil also credit. They also have had the hot people can be, evil, because even Wesker's a good looking
Get it.
evil man. Let's that's what I'm saying. Let's be real. And if you play, I think it's 5, where he says, I only have 7 minutes to play with you. It's like, all right, I'm gonna make them 7 minutes count.
Right. Did you just do this? I was like, do I do this? No. I'm ready.
It's like, okay, cool. Let's 7 minutes. They call it 7 minutes in heaven for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But
Wesker, the original I wear sunglasses indoors, bro.
Have you ever seen his Morian DVD?
No.
Have I seen it?
so
Oh, it's been a while.
So he whips his glasses off. Like he's like, doom. And then he takes out his tentacles and
Okay. They did him like full hentai then. They were like, we know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We know
he's
who's
like,
into
"Ugh,"
this.
and they come up through the ground and
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're gonna make you remove your sunglasses anime protagonist style, and then there's going to be some tentacles. We know what you've been watching. We know.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like he's got one of more of the intense Moris.
Yeah.
We somehow always talk about DVD. It's one of my hyper fixations,
It's because we
but I
play
think
it on the
we play it,
Discord.
but also
Join us.
but also I feel like there's so many, it's intertwined in so many other video games and
Yes.
things that
And I think they've very purposely done that, and have continued to and have started to branch out beyond just the horror video games and horror movies, because now they've brought in anime, just a little bit. It's like they're just touching upon things to see if there's an audience that wants to come for that. They brought in Tokyo Ghoul. They had the crossover with oh my God, Attack on Titan, Junji Ito, right? They had some of that come over. So I think they're being very smart and strategic in the way they infiltrate different media, so that it does really stay part of the conversation no matter what, which is smart, because you haven't really changed your core gameplay, right? Because it is still one killer, or for the most part, it is still one killer, 4 survivors, fix your generators, get out, right? Like at its core, that's what it is. Yes, then sometimes
You made me play the two killer modes.
I know, we had you play the. It's fine. Well, there were more people to fix gens. It was fine, right? So I was gonna say, then sometimes you have 2v8, right? But and then sometimes they add in during like winter, here's like the snowmen that you can hide in, right? And you have these little things that you can unlock more stuff with. But for the most part, the core game has stayed the same for the last 10 years. So you have to continue to like evolve in some way to stay relevant. And they've done a good job, because the Friday the 13th game never took off and closed, right? And now we're going to see what happens with the Halloween game that comes out later this year, right? I am going to try it out at PAX, and I'm very excited to try it out. But I I'm cautiously optimistic for it. We no longer have Mike Myers and the Haddonfield map. In Dead by Daylight is something that you can buy and do because Halloween is coming out. Same thing with Hellraiser, although Hellraiser's going to be a different type of game, right? But can this God, this sounds like people saying like Highguard is going to be the Overwatch killer, but is Halloween going to be the Dead by Daylight killer, right? Is there something
Absolutely not.
that's the thing. I don't think so. Maybe they can coexist alongside each other, right? But Dead by Daylight has done such a good job of intertwining itself everywhere.
Well, it's like there was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game,
Mm-hmm.
which I did not play
Me
because
neither.
I physically have a genuine aversion to Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know at what age I watched probably the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake when I shouldn't have because I am a shite bag and I should not watch horror things. But like I cannot think about that without being like sleeping with the light on. Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Like,
Sorry, and you
um,
were correct. It was not Friday the 13th, which I said before. It was Texas Chainsaw. I confused my
yeah.
horror franchises because I don't watch enough
There
horror.
was there was the Friday the 13th game though, but
But I think it was
I think
a
Yeah.
that
little
closed down
different.
due to that was like licensing or something.
Hmm
I think there was an issue with that. Um,
Mm.
but I think there's just not like necessarily enough diversity when you do have something like a Dead by Daylight. Like I'm
hmm
not gonna sit here amongst the Dead by Daylight like royalty that is here and
That
be
is
like
Brit. No, no.
Mm.
and like claim to know a huge amount about the game. Although the last time we did play it was 2v8 at one point I was like, oh, I've done it, and then like and managed to escape and I was like, Brett's gonna be so proud. Like I'm no longer crouch running, I'm doing the thing. Like
I
um,
escaped.
I escaped that Dini. um but I think if you like the whole point you were making, Candy, like if you limit yourself into one franchise, then you have to be fans of that franchise to enjoy.
hmm
Um, especially when it's that like the exact same loadout as like a Dead by Daylight. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I can't play Mike Myers in Dead by Daylight, but I could play Ghostface, I can play Albert
hmm
Wesker, I could play so many other characters from so many other franchises that I also enjoy.
Yep.
Why would I limit myself down to just one when if the gameplay is very similar?
hmm
Like I don't so it'd be interesting to see how the gameplay of the Halloween game differentiates itself. Obviously the Friday the 13th game, which I remember there was a lot more different things to do. It wasn't just fixing generators, like
Yeah.
you had different objectives and there was different ways to win on a map and the maps were well the map was a lot bigger because it's like the whole
Mhm.
camp.
hmm
Um but I think if you're going for a Dead by Daylight formula and you're using killers that have already been on Dead by Daylight, you have to have something that's really going to shake it up and make
Yeah.
it super interesting. Because otherwise, people are just going to go back to Dead by Daylight, which is a fun time. Like I'm still actively badding. Like,
You are not, because I've seen people who are bad. You are
but
not bad
well,
at it. You are just inexperienced.
but anytime
Mhm.
we play it, I'm like, oh, I'm having a fun time. This is fun. We're on
At
the
the
chat
end of the
together.
day,
Like,
at the end, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
hmm
yeah,
Yes.
You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be good. You just have to be a good teammate.
Yes.
I feel like in online games, if you pout or like you get mad and you don't like if you're not helping, if you're not
Mhm.
being a team player, it is a team game and
Yep.
you're just like, "Oh, I'm the only one who needs to survive. I'm the only one who needs to do this." Eh. And it doesn't you don't need to be good. You just
Mhm.
need to do things.
hmm
yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm gonna come and
100%
try
agreed.
and get you down from that hook. Anytime it happens, I'm like, I'm going, I'm running, I'm here.
Mhm.
Like,
See?
nope.
See, you already know. But yeah, it'll be
Like,
interesting. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Uh, this episode will come out after PAX, but I have not been to PAX yet. But I'll I'll try to remember. Future me will try to remember to circle back and say this is how the Halloween game is different. If it's different.
We'll
I'm
just do a
I'm excited to
cut-in.
hear about it.
Like,
I'm excited to hear about it because I feel they did change Michael Myers. You can still play him
Hmm.
if you had purchased him before he went away.
Yeah.
You can't play on his map, but you definitely can play him or Laurie. Now they did do an update on him where he does this new thing called the Slaughtering Strike, where he I feel like he yeets across the screen at you. Like he used to just be able to walk behind you and stab. Now it's this thing where you can push this button and he goes he vrooms towards you with his knife and it's like, oh my god, oh. Um and he's gotten more creepy than he was before.
is this a "Oh Lord, he coming" sort of a situation?
Oh Lord, he coming. Yes,
But the thing is,
exactly.
I don't know that you have enough time to actually say, "Oh Lord, he coming" before he's there.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
there.
Lord, he
Because
oh no.
you try to use a pallet to put yourself between, put it between you and him, and no,
Hmm.
he coming through the pallet, destroys the pallet, uses the slaughtering strike to get through the pallet, and you're like, oh my god, ah.
So yeah,
So
I'm looking forward to seeing it and trying out the difference, and you know, I probably will try to get at least a handful of Dead by Daylight games in, maybe as Michael beforehand, to then
mhm.
while trying it, be like, okay, what is, how does it feel different, right? Because it's been, I did buy Michael, and I have him in Dead by Daylight, so I can try it out. That is the one thing that I have been trying to do when I have some extra funds to just throw somewhere. I'm like, are you a licensed character? I'm gonna buy you in Dead by Daylight so that I have you before you go away. So I've been every once in a while I'll pick one up so I can have them. Um, but there's three of us on this episode. If we needed a fourth one to fill out our survivor team, aka your fantasy guest, because we're gonna force them to play Dead by Daylight, who is it, Britt?
Oh, it's Ashley Johnson. Ashley Johnson, who I don't believe voices anything in Dead by Daylight, but she's badass because she's involved in so much. You may know her as the voice of Ellie in
In Last
Last
of
of Us,
Us, yeah.
Yeah.
but I know her as Chrissy Seaver from Growing Pains from the
Mm-hmm.
90s. I'm sharing my age here. Um,
Okay. I just told you that I
uh,
watched Scream at the age of 9, so clearly we're revealing
Yep.
ages.
what else has she been in that people would know? So she's done Ellie in both those.
Hmm.
She's also on why am I thinking Dimension 20? She's not on
Critical Role.
Dimension 20. She's
Critical
in
Role.
Critical Role.
Hmm.
Where she plays she plays D&D,
Hmm.
and we love D&D over here. But she just does cool things. She's actually in the new Among Us movie. They don't have a release date, but she's playing Purple in the
There's an
Among Us
Among Us
movie.
movie?
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. They actually did bring her in for the live action Last of Us.
Yes, she was the
She,
one that gave birth to Ellie, right?
yes, she played Anna, which is
Hmm.
Ellie's mom.
Hmm.
So, which is cool because that's kind of, you know,
It's a nice way to bring it full
back
circle.
to, yeah. I'm looking at other things she's been voices in.
She did
She was in Date Everything.
She was in Date Everything. She does Bo,
She was in
right?
Dispatch.
Yeah, she does I would say she does some random voices in Dispatch, and it's so funny because it's as soon as I heard the voice the first time, because she is a reporter, I was like, that's Ashley Johnson, right? And it's no
Mhm.
surprise that a lot of the Critical Role people did voices in Dispatch because they also helped fund Dispatch getting out there.
Mhm.
Obviously, the big ones are like Matt Mercer and Laura Bailey in Dispatch. But when you hear Ashley Johnson, it's her in Dispatch, right?
Just
With the
her
various
voice
roles.
doesn't change.
It doesn't
Premise doesn't
change.
change.
It doesn't change, and I always joke in my D&D campaign, I'm like, "I am the Ashley Johnson." Critical Role has Ashley Johnson who doesn't change her voice, and my group has me who doesn't change her voice.
He does try to do a deeper voice as Bo.
A little bit, yeah. Mhm.
She just gets a little deeper. And she's
Mhm.
Calliope in Stray Gods,
Yes. Ugh, Stray Gods
which I
is so
started
good.
playing. Which I started
It's
playing.
it's so good.
I
Oh,
think that's what spurred me to choose her. Is Stray Gods, because I've been playing that on and off for the last couple weeks.
if you like
But she-
musicals and like choice-based games and uh narrative, what a fantastic game.
It's
Mhm.
40% off in the Steam Spring Sale. There's never been a better chance to buy it. Like
It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
I am sad that they actually haven't made Stray Gods an actual physical musical yet. Um, you know, we need it on stage.
I can see that.
Tailored, because
Yeah.
tailored to fit, but I think it would
Mhm.
be, from what I've seen so far, it would be a great musical.
I feel like the tough thing. Well, okay, I'm gonna say I think the tough thing would be so much of it does feel very important to the choices that you make because
Mhm.
you almost do have to play it at least twice um, because the choices that you make change the lyrics of the
Mhm.
songs.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that you couldn't do that on a stage show. I could see that being I could see that being an off Broadway stage show
Mhm.
where maybe like before the show, people get to like sort of vote on maybe the personality that they want the main character to have, right? And then based on what wins is then the
Mhm.
because the song itself doesn't change, it's just the lyrics and then the responses, right? And this would be a
Mhm.
lot, but I could see where then maybe like the lyrics would change based on the personality that the people that day give, right? And it wouldn't be that much different than like some of these like uh murder mystery ones or like your Tony and Tina's wedding where it's very interactive and sort of like
Mhm.
that. Like I could see something like that happening. I don't think you'd be able to do that maybe long term or on a big stage, but I could see that being a fun like off Broadway sort of
I
project.
I feel like it would just be like, okay, you know how like Hamilton has its like, okay, this is the team that does this, like
Mhm.
what do they call them? There was like this is the Angelica tour. This is this tour. Like doing specific like, hey, this is this personality night. This is this
Mhm.
personality night, and you could choose which you go to. I just feel they're just, I know people are like, "No, don't break it.
No, but it
don't."
could
But like
translate well.
it could translate well, and it's such a beautiful game with
Mhm.
that like I don't know. I don't know.
No, I loved it.
Well,
Highly recommend to everybody, especially if you're I know there's some people that don't like musicals. It's okay to be wrong. But if you are good with musicals, like please
mhm,
absolutely give this game like your time. So
mhm,
so good.
yeah,
Uh,
I have not played it yet, but I have purchased it in the Steam Spring Sale.
yeah, let's go.
yeah,
Mm.
It has
mhm,
it has a great cast and the cast all do their own singing parts.
Yeah.
It
I
does
have heard
have
it's fantastic. My biggest issue is the fact that everything is on sale on Steam all the
mhm.
time, and I just love video games.
mhm,
So I'm like, oh, that's on sale. I'm gonna buy it. It's on my wish list. I'm gonna buy it, and then it goes into my library, and then it sits in my library. Like,
Mhm.
I, at
Yep.
no point could I ever be accused of not supporting the devs. Like,
mm,
Fair.
my
yeah,
most used phrase is, "Oh, I own that, but I've not played it." Like,
Mhm.
I'm
mhm,
not gonna comment on whether or not it's good or not. I'm just gonna be like, it looked amazing. I bought it. I've not had a chance to play it because there are just good games that come out every day.
Yep.
It
Yep, 100%.
seems like, what about this? what about this? It costs £2.50, and I'm like, could you give me a fucking break, bro? Like,
Mhm.
what do you mean? Like, I am drowning in good games. Like,
Right.
what do you mean it costs £2.50? And I'm like, oh, I might as well buy it because it's like.
No,
Mhm.
it's so true. Okay, so Ashley Johnson has done a lot of roles. What is a role you would like to see her do, Britt? I'm curious. Like, is there something that you feel like she would really like? Maybe she
Mm.
hasn't done this type of role yet, and you really want to see her do it. I know that's like a very big question.
It's hard because she's not just a voice actor, she's, like, a
An actor,
physical
actor.
actor too, um, and then she plays like, she's just all over the place in the type of acting that she does, that it's
Mhm.
hard to be like, "What hasn't she done?" Because she's played the comedic relief, she's played the serious fantasy, she's played just, like, a normal, because she's been in, like, episodes of Monk, she's been in
Hmm.
episodes of, uh she's been in Private Practice, so she's kind of like, she's done the drama and the stuff, so it's like,
Has she been a villain yet?
She probably, I
oh,
think she's probably been in an episode of like a crime drama.
yeah, yeah,
and
she has.
and
She's
played
been on
a
Family,
serial
she's
killer.
done voices on Family Guy.
Hmm.
Mm.
Let's see.
Has she
I think
played the villain?
I think I like to see her do more comedic roles in like video games
Hmm,
specifically.
yeah, she
Um,
does play a lot of serious.
because she's so good at serious. But then when you
Mhm,
see her on things like Critical Role, she's so funny. And I know that she's done a
Hmm.
few smaller comedic roles in video games, but
mhm.
I'd like to see her like in a sort of more leading comedic role in a video game. Because she is hilarious. Like,
Oh, she has played a villain.
Who?
She was Tara in Teen Titans.
there we go.
I don't think I've seen Terra and Teen Titans, but I can look for it.
She, if I remember correctly, she betrays, a spoiler, she betrays Teen Titans to go to another group.
Dun 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 dun.
Are
So
they a
she's,
bad group? Or is it
yes,
maybe a gray area as to a villain?
she might be, it might be a gray area. I hear lore. I haven't actually watched Teen Titans
No,
more
that's,
than a
that's
few
fair.
episodes.
I only really see it like when I'm at a hotel and it's on in the background.
That's the kind I watch.
Yeah,
Um,
but because I feel like I think I have seen her in serious roles, the comedic things. That's why I'm like I would love to see a real serious dark villain from her,
mm,
right? Because I think that would be really
She
interesting.
played she played a villain in one episode of CSI.
One
Everyone has
episode of
played a
CSI.
everyone, I feel like
but
either
everyone
everyone
has
is a
played a
victim
villain.
or a villain. Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
if
yeah.
there's someone who's a
Mhm.
guest star, if you've never seen CSI
Mhm.
or NCIS or
Any of
their
those?
equivalents,
Yeah.
Law
their
and Order.
equivalents,
Yeah.
yeah, all Criminal Minds, all series that I love. If there's a guest star, they're either getting killed within the first 5 minutes or they are the murderer. Like
Hmm.
they are
Mm,
definitely the murderer. Like,
Yes.
but she played a villain in a 2000 I've seen this episode. Of course I've seen all the episodes of CSI. I love CSI. I have a problem. Um but she plays a very good villain. I would like to yeah, no, you're right. I would like to see her back as that sort of villain. Like very um does a bit of the oh no, I'm just like I'm the victim, but then
Hmm.
is very um actually
she could
femme
play that.
fatale.
Yes.
Like
Like
She could
turn
play
it on
that
its head
though.
a little bit. Because we've seen a little bit of like not the full on like victim or whatever, but like we see the innocence that comes through in some of the characters and, like, so I really want to see the darker, like, you know, like I want to see
she
that
apparently
bit.
Mhm.
she's apparently also played a villain in an episode of The Mentalist, which I have not watched.
I have not watched.
Mm,
Yeah. Let's see
Yeah,
like the
yeah, I haven't either.
longer term the longer term villain, right? Like
The slow villain
the
burn
slow burn.
Yeah,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
where yeah,
yeah. Give me a
like
bit
yeah.
of um
So
if we're
TV
going,
show, not
yeah,
movie. I feel like a TV show, not movie type of
Mm-hmm.
slow burn.
Well, that
yeah.
or even a video game, right? I mean, I have no idea what this Critical Role video game that Ad Hoc is working on is supposed to be. I know it's something in Exandria, and I think that's about all they've really revealed. But we know that that's
Mhm.
Ad Hoc's next project, right? I would even love to hear her voice a villain in that, right? Because I don't know where that's actually gonna where in the timeline of everything that takes place, right? So if they're not doing their characters from like the Critical Role campaigns, and if these are all new like original characters in the universe, I would
Mhm.
and maybe not just her, but even a good chunk of them, I would love them to not necessarily be the heroes again. Like I would love to
Yeah.
hear some
Mhm.
of them be the villains, right? So maybe, she's one of the big villains, and that slow burn, if it's episode style in the way that like Dispatches and a lot of the Ad Hoc people are former Telltale, right? Maybe throughout the 6 episodes you see the villain arc, right? And maybe the first episode you're not quite sure, and then by the time you get to the end, right? Like that sort of a burn. I feel like that would be really cool. Like and yes,
Mhm.
obviously she's done a little, I would call that like dipping into being
Yeah.
a villain. I want to see like full send.
Well, yeah, it's a bit like another one of the other Critical Role cast members, Laura Bailey. Like she is she is so good as Lust in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like just
Hmm.
eek villain. Like once again, a villain that I'm like, yeah, no, I'd let you kill me. I'd do it. I'd do
I
it.
mean, she is
Like,
literally Lust. I mean, Mm.
I know, but it's just like the whole characterization is so good, and like I'm generally more of a subtitles guy, but the dub of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is so good. Like all of the
Hmm.
characters are amazing, um, and all of the voice actors are amazing. I mean, there's this the very specific scene, and I feel fine spoiling it because
Yes.
you should have watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood by now
Hmm.
because it finished in 2011 and it's been on Netflix essentially the entire time. So if you're going to watch it, just watch it. Like I watch it once a year and have a big cry. Um, but Roy Mustang, god damn, Roy Mustang, like
uh,
is voiced by Travis from Critical Role as well, who's
hmm.
married to Laura Bailey, and they have a fantastic scene where she's the villain and he's the hero, and it is the most amazing scene in all anime. And
Ugh.
if you disagree, then you're free to disagree. There's so many good scenes in anime, but my god, is that scene so good because Laura Bailey plays such a good villain, and uh, Travis, oh fuck, I've forgotten his surname. Uh,
William.
is it Cunningham? William, yeah. Plays like the hero, but not really a hero, like anti-hero,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
angriest man
Hmm.
you've ever fucking
Oh,
seen, ever. I'm like,
oh,
Mhm.
the snap of those fingers over and over and oh, you,
that is a scene. So
the
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I mean, okay, Full
Let's
Metal
get
Alchemist
Ashley Johnson into some anime because I think that's one of the.
as a
I know
great
she's
anime
like a.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that she's done a few things here and there. Like I think she has done like obviously much more Western ones, but I do think she was maybe a character in Naruto, but I think it might have been filler.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, like do your villain chops on like a proper
Mhm.
green chewing like Tim Curry like camping it up anime villain because they're so good. Like
They really are. Ugh. Now I want to watch Full Metal Alchemist all over again. Which even if you're not if you're not really an anime person, Full Metal Alchemist is really the best the best anime out there because I think it has a little something for everyone.
yep.
Um, it's
And
just
it's 5 seasons long. You don't have to
yeah.
worry about filler. You don't have to worry about waiting for the next season to come back.
Nope.
It's a tight, curated, amazing experience written by a woman, so everyone's a
Mm-hmm.
very well fleshed out character, and you've not got obscene fan service, but there is fan service because
Yeah.
people like that, no matter what gender they are.
I mean, there is, but also, hello, you have a character named Lust. Like, yes, there's going to be some, some level of fan service. It's one of your character names. You're not going to be able to avoid it. But what a
we also have Roy.
fantastic series. Oh,
We also have Roy Mustang with his shirt off, so there's fan service for everyone, no matter what. Like, you know, like we got all of the
it's
fan service.
oh my god, what is it? Episode 2 or 3? I know episode 2 or 3 will throw some people off. It's the Nina episode, but
Yeah.
stick with it. I know that episode is rough.
It's not because it's bad though. It's rough because you will have a cry.
You will be
If you don't,
angry and you will have a yeah. Oh, so good
you
though.
want a woman that can kick your ass? Watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You want a man that can kick your ass? Watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like,
Mm-hmm. Just watch it. I mean, it's like, again, something for everyone. You want like really like good villain arcs, like watch it. You want to see a relationship between siblings, good, bad, and in between, and how far siblings will go for each other, watch it. You want to see like a coming of age story with, watch it. Like you want to see bonds between like people that maybe previously didn't have bonds. You want to see like
government corruption.
government
Like,
corruption, a country that comes back from the brink, right? Like a revenge story. Like and it's in some ways it almost sounds like it has too much when you like lay it all out like that, but it doesn't because it's told so well.
so
Oh,
we need a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood level anime for Ashley Johnson to voice a villainess
mm-hmm.
in. Like we need we need her to be in like an arc of like a Frieren or something like that, just as someone just genuinely terrible for her to let us know.
The
Like,
the author
We
of
just
Full
need
Metal
you to be a terrible
Alchemist.
person.
Yeah, right. Be a terrible person, but in a show, not like for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The author of Full Metal Alchemist does have a new anime coming out this year. So I only saw a trailer, and it was very obvious that it was the same because at one point I was like, this looks a lot like Edward. So like the art style is very much there.
Mhm.
I don't know enough about it to say if there is a villain quite like that, and I don't know if they've already started a dubbing process. But maybe that's the one for Ashley Johnson. If they have a villain like that, right?
Mhm.
Maybe just go in and be like, hey, I'm ready to dub this villain because
Mhm.
it worked for Laura. Maybe it could work for me.
It would. She's so talented. She would absolutely smash it.
I think she
Like,
would. That's
The
why I
whole
want to see
team-
it.
I think the whole team is like just the whole Critical Role team is so talented because they all spawn from voice acting, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why Critical Role is so good. Because if you sat around just sometimes watching a regular D&D players play, you're not going to get that. It's a form of entertainment because they are voice actors.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's why I'm really curious on this like Tales from Exandria game that they're doing and what they do with it, right? Because you've built this universe, right? You've built the Critical Role universe. What? So I'm really curious, like, how are you bringing everybody else into it, right? As players in this world, right?
Mhm.
So I'm, and I have to, obviously they're all very heavily involved, but that's also why I'm curious, like, what will their voice acting bring, right? You've shaped the world, you're probably going to shape characters. What is the next thing that you do with it, right? And how different is it going to feel from Critical Role? What's the level of not ownership, but the level of direction that they're giving, right? Like what does that look like? Because obviously it's no surprise that the team at Ad Hoc can put together a fantastic story, a fantastic narrative, a fantastic game, right? So now you have what you have now is these two different companies or groups of people that both are very good at telling stories, all right? And now you're bringing them together. So are you going to get like a powerhouse of a game, right? Or is there going to be something that maybe feels too ad hoc and not enough Critical Role, or too Critical Role and not enough ad hoc, right? Like, where does that all go and how does that flow? And I'll be honest, I don't listen to Critical Role only because I have a hard time listening to D&D podcasts for so long, and then I would just rather be playing. I do watch Vox Machina, so I've seen like the story points, and I've watched Mighty Nine. And if they ever do the rest of them, I will watch those too because I know they're on like campaign 4 at this point. Now with Brennan running the tables, so I know that's a little bit different. But like, I am absolutely curious how this all will go down and who they'll play. And I kind of assume that maybe some of the characters will appear, obviously, because some of the characters are they don't I know in like the new D&D they don't call them races anymore. But like if you're an elf, you live a lot longer, right? So depending on where
Mhm.
it's set, maybe we'll still see some of these characters or some iteration of them. But I'm really, really curious, like what happens and how the story gets told. And that's why if we don't see their characters that we're used to from Critical Role, maybe we do see them as villains. I would love to turn that on their head.
Mhm.
We know Matt Mercer can play a villain. Great. Right? We know Laura Bailey can play a villain. Fantastic. Show me the rest of them playing villains. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Why not?
Yes.
They don't have to be the
And we all
heroes in
love
the story.
a good villain. Like if you don't have a good villain in your story, then you don't necessarily have a compelling story, I would
Yes.
say.
I
Like,
think that's really
Mhm.
important for narrative games too.
yeah. There's obviously like stories that just don't need a villain, or it can be like, there's just an overarching existential threat. But if you're going to have a villain, your villain has to be as good, if not better, than protagonist
Mm-hmm.
for people to be invested. They have to be a threat. They have to be compelling. They have to be like
Yes.
someone you might want to kiss and take out for romantic dinner, even though you know it's a terrible time. But also someone that you just want to kill. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I think a lot of like, I would say maybe video games and like specifically, like a lot of times I think that they fall down specifically around their villains just being a bit milk toast. Like I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, oh, you don't make me mad. You don't elicit an emotional response from me. You're
Mm-hmm.
just kind of a bit annoying. Like, that's why your Albert Weskers and stuff like that are so good. It's
Mhm.
like the taunting, the cat and mouse. Like, give me a horror movie villain
Mm-hmm.
that seems unstoppable as opposed to oh well, we'd be doing bad things. Like, I'm like, okay, like
You want the one that
sound
sticks with you.
yeah. You want your Joker to your Batman. You want like um I'm struggling to think of bloody video game villains now because again so many of them are so forgettable. Like
Yeah.
um but yeah, you
Um.
want a Hades despite the fact he's not a villain necessarily in Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Like but he's a compelling character who is someone you have to overcome.
He's still a
You
compelling antagonist. That's the thing.
yeah, you
So
want
maybe
like
it's not always a villain, but it's your antagonist.
you want like is it Vass from Far Cry 3 who's just a nut job like and worked so well in Far Cry 3 that they tried to continue doing it for the rest of the Far Cry games without thinking about what made him so effective. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you want that as a villain, not just a oh, I'm mustache twirlingly evil for no reason and I have no motivation apart from the fact that I am just bad. And I'm like, that can be fun, that can be campy. I
Mm-hmm.
like that sometimes.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if your villain has no depth, then your hero's motivation to stop the villain also has no depth.
Yes.
Like,
hmm
Mhm.
And I think that's where sometimes
That's very true.
it's just forgettable. And it's like it was fun. And it's like you ask someone like, "Oh, well, what happened?" And it's like, "Well, I remember that I had fun with it, but I couldn't tell you like a deep reason why I had fun, right? Like I couldn't tell you a specific thing, right?" And that's where I think it's like, okay, like, but then why is the next person going to want to play it if you can just tell me you had fun, but you can't tell me why, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
So like that deeper, yeah, because I'm trying to think of other games that have had something quite as intricate, right? And
It
obviously not
doesn't
every
have
game
to
needs
be.
it. Yeah. Like we
Yeah.
talked about Slay the Spire at the opening, right? I mean, we don't really see a villain, but it has great mechanics and it has it, right? So it's like that's what you're doing. Um,
Yeah.
but
And
I
if you
do
think
love a good
things like,
story.
yeah, if you think things like sort of Dead by Daylight, a lot of the villains that are compelling in horror movies and thus compelling in a Dead by Daylight isn't because they have like a great backstory.
hmm
In fact, see if you have an unstoppable force of a villain like a Michael Myers, I don't care about his backstory. Like that is a mythical creature that I do not that should he should be able to appear behind me and stab me because that's the fear. Like it shouldn't be like, oh, actually, he was really sad when he was a
hmm
child. By the way, just so you know, I'm like, no one cares about this. Like,
I mean, you know what? And
Mm-mm.
I'd even argue that in games like Dead by Daylight, Mike Myers is not the villain. He is the henchman to the entity. Because
yeah,
the
but
entity
I
is what
mean,
really
less
gets you.
less about less about the Dead by Daylight, but just in
Yeah.
terms of like that slasher
That's
fic,
sort of, yeah.
like villain
hmm
thing. It's like you don't need to have a compelling backstory for your slasher fic villain. It can just be they're really good at stabbing.
Yeah, I can't tell you half the backstories of the original characters in Dead by Daylight, but damn, some of them are really good at stabbing.
Yeah, they're really good at stabbing. You don't have to go overboard with it, and everyone has a tragic backstory because that's. But like, yeah, you. And a lot of times, you just have to give your villain like a bit of motivation, and
hmm
that motivation
Mhm.
also does not have to be a little tragic backstory. It could just be because they are just horrible. They're
Yeah.
just genuinely terrible, and I'm like, give me more of that. Give me more
hmm
of a wee guy who's just like, do you know what? Fuck you for no particular reason and just is leaning fully into that. Give me Tim Curry and Command and Conquer. We are running like the Brotherhood of Nod because space. Although I do think that's in Red Alert and it might not be the Brotherhood of Nod. But yeah,
Uh,
just give me like I have strange ideas and strange plans that I want, and you're gonna fuck them up. So I'm gonna fuck you up. Give me that. Like,
And that's fair. And and I think that's fair. And I think that's also one of the spaces where uh the writing and the voice acting is then what really sells it. And I think that goes back to the I want to see
Mhm.
someone like Ashley Johnson do it, right? Because the the motivation is great, but if you have, and obviously not every game has voice acting, which is why I also say the writing, right? Because
Mhm,
then the character needs to have good dialogue to make you actually care, right? If they could be
Mhm.
a villain just for the sake of being a villain, but if the dialogue also doesn't support that, then it doesn't really work, right? So if you have the villain with good writing, and then if you have the budget to bring in a fantastic voice actor that really just sells it, right? Like that's it.
mhm.
Because sometimes that's what sticks with you more than the other stuff. It's like, yeah, this game was fun and the voice acting was top tier, right? And I mean, that was one of the things with like Dispatch, which, she had a few lines in, but it was like, yeah, that voice acting, especially from people that I didn't expect such good voice acting from, was amazing. And some of that voice acting will stick with me when I think about like people that I would, if I ever had the money to cast people in a game, right? Like, I'd
Mm,
be like, these are the type of people that I would cast. This is what I'm looking for,
mhm.
right? So give me a villain that is compelling, maybe just because the voice acting and the writing is so good that I can read it and be like, yes, I'm sold. Like, give me the moment where I'm like, I almost want the villain to win. Give me that moment.
Brett,
Mhm.
who's your favorite villain? movies, TVs, video game? Who's your favorite villain?
Oh,
Ooh, that is such a good question.
that is really, really good. Okay. Um,
I don't know.
if we're talking Disney, because that's where my brain goes first.
Because they have great villains. Well, they used to have great
Yeah.
They
villains,
used to, yeah.
and now they're trying to be a bit too much like, oh, but what if the villains were relatable? And I'm like, I don't care about that. Give me the campest thing you've ever seen and make them a villain. I want it. Like,
I really, really like, and I'll choose between these two, is Ursula
Mm-hmm.
and Mother from
from
Tangled.
from Tangled, yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
Mother
because
Gothel?
she's just so like, oh, and then
because because we might have all met that woman. Who's
Mm-hmm.
like,
yes,
no, dull
yes.
yourself,
I
dull
feel like that
yourself
makes
so
it
I
more
can
scary.
shine. Yeah.
That's what makes it so much more scary, because like the chances of Michael existing, like Michael Myers existing, compared to Mother Gothel.
Mhm.
I
Mm-hmm.
know more Mother Gothels than I know a Michael Myers. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
That's fair.
I feel like when you've got someone that is so that I know someone that is teetering on being that, I feel like that makes it all the more scary.
Yeah. Yep. It's full blown like, oh, we can be nice in public,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes, you're also gonna think I'm nice and
Mm-hmm.
not realize that you are fully in a terrible situation. Yeah, a
Yep.
terrifying, fantastic. I love Tangled. Tangled's one of my favorite Disney movies.
Oh
Like,
yeah, mine
it's
too.
so good. Like,
Mine too.
It's very underrated
Um,
because I feel like it got overshadowed by like your Frozen.
I've never
mm-hmm.
seen Frozen, so I can't comment on it. But I feel like it's probably not actually as good.
It's
I'm just gonna
good.
say.
I mean, I will say Frozen is good. I'm not saying that it's not good, but I do think Tangled is better.
Mm.
But I think for some reason Frozen just really Frozen I think really struck a chord with like especially kids, right? Whereas I think Tangled feels a little bit more all ages. And it might be because like as adults, you're able to be like, I know someone who's like this, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you can sort of see that. Whereas I think Frozen sometimes it's like, yeah, it's cute. And again, it's good. I'm not saying it's not good. And there are moments that are
Yeah.
great. But I think if I had to put the two together, I'd be like, yeah, Tangled above Frozen.
Yeah.
I will say, Frozen the musical. uh, you can tell what I'm studying right now. Frozen the musical is a lot better than the movie.
Yes, agreed.
Same writers, same composers,
Mhm.
just more. Just
Yes.
more. And I feel like that's what Frozen misses, is the more
Mhm.
getting into, like, I feel like you get very surface level. And
Yes.
I know we've got a Frozen 2, but no.
Mhm.
We're still like in the musical, you get more tension, more
Yes.
sexual tension between Anna and uh
Kristoff.
why am I Kristoff? Yes. Why Hans is the only one who came to mind. And you see more of Hans's the fake out,
Mhm.
despite him being another great villain.
Yeah.
The fake
Agreed.
out,
Mhm.
the big fake out, the nice guy perusing, like, I'm going to take care of this for you, and then only if anyone truly loved you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we've all met that man.
Yes.
Oh
We've
yeah.
all met
Mhm.
that man. So, so like these Disney villains that come in, and you're like, we've got our Ursula, which, okay, her attitude, but no one's walking around like a sea witch with tentacles and stuff. But
Yeah.
we've all met a Hans. We've all met a Mother Gothel,
Mhm.
So I think just when you make a villain so realistic,
Mhm.
it's just yes.
Yeah.
Rather than like some big, like, Godzilla, or not to knock on your dinosaurs and
Godzilla's the
your
hero. I do not know what you mean. Like
okay. But you know what I mean? Like these like, okay,
no,
I
I
know
know
this
what you
isn't
mean.
real,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
like those are the kinds of villains that I want to see. And that's why, like, when we talked about Ashley Johnson, the type of villain she would play, it's the victim, or like the I don't know what's going on, but I've been
Mhm.
the brains behind it the whole time, like type of
Um,
shit. Like
Yeah.
that's more scary to me than a Scream movie.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah,
what about
agreed.
y'all? What are some of the villains that you guys, video game or movie?
See, I do love a villain that is like the secret mastermind behind everything, but I also just love an unapologetic asshole. Like, so again, if we're going
Mm-hmm.
to Disney, like I'm like Cruella de Vil,
Mm,
Oh
just
mhm.
yes.
the
She's just
worst person you've ever seen. And
mm-hmm.
she doesn't see anything wrong with skinning puppies because she just wants a coat.
Yeah.
Like the only thing she cares about is the fact that she wants a coat. And I'm like just so unapologetically evil. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yes, doesn't even really get that she's evil at all. And then when they did the prequel movie and it's like, oh, but maybe she's got reasons for it. I'm like, no, get to fuck with that shit. I don't need that. I need none of
Mhm.
this tragic backstory nonsense. No. Sometimes a villain's just a villain.
Mhm.
Scar
Mm-hmm.
from The Lion King. Sometimes Jeremy
Oh.
Irons is just there to be fucking cool, but also the worst person you've
Yep.
ever met in your fucking entire life. Like, just like, I'm so jealous and I'm gonna ruin everyone's day. I'm like,
Mhm.
absolutely. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to give these people motivation and tragic backstories. Some people are just fucking terrible. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then
and we
sometimes
need
Disney fucks up, right? Because
it.
I would argue that now Scar is not the villain because of the prequel of The Lion King that they
Doesn't
put out.
exist.
Well,
Doesn't
I didn't
exist.
watch it, but I read the synopsis and I was like, wait a second. Based on this whole story, Mufasa is the villain because Mufasa stole everything that should have been Scar's in the first place. So
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
so
doesn't
like
exist.
so like
Doesn't exist.
Scar, not the villain. Sorry. Like you just ruined your own story, Disney. Maybe you should have never made this movie.
These
Are you
shouldn't
ready? Okay.
have.
Worst villain. Worst villain. Are you ready?
Worst villain.
Lewis from Stardew Valley. The worst villain that you ever fucking did see. You ready? Okay, are you ready for my theory? So someone was talking about like dumb video game theories that they had, or like
Mhm.
that's not canon but is now their head canon. Okay, Lewis and Linus are brothers.
Okay.
Okay, Linus is the houseless person that roams around Stardew Valley, if you don't know.
So he's not giving
And
us tech tips.
no, no. So they're brothers. Linus is the older brother. Lewis is the younger brother. Their father was once the mayor of Pelican Town. And because it's a small town, you basically just do what your parents did. Like that's the type of like, if my father was the grocer, I am now the grocer, like type of like just pass me down type of roles.
And that's
Well,
why
their father
Clint is
was the
stuck
mayor.
being the blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes. We I mean, we still hate him, but um but Linus and Lewis's dad was the mayor, and Linus was set to be the next mayor, and Lewis was jealous. And basically what happened in the Scar and Mufasa, like he like gave it up, like something happened, Linus got kicked out, and Lewis became mayor.
Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Lewis is the villain.
So
He
it's
also
not
just shits
Joja
on your
Mart.
parade the entire time.
Is
No.
nepotism the
No.
villain or
Capitalism is
favoritism?
always the villain. It doesn't matter. So like in any game, the fact that you bought the video game, capitalism, yes.
No,
But
pirate it. Who is the
Mm.
guy? The guy from the
there could
guy
be
who
two
developed
villains. There could
the
be
guy
two
that
villains.
who developed Ultra Kill was like, I'd rather you play it than not. So just pirate it if you can't afford it, bro. And I'm like, yay!
Didn't
Like,
didn't
not
he? Who
that.
was the one that said pirate? Oh, was it the people from Peak that said, "Why don't you pirate our game instead of playing it in Roblox?"
Yes, at the same time. You know, like little indie devs would probably rather you pirate their game than play like a knockoff version of it. But if you can afford to support a little indie dev,
Mhm.
I don't think that's capitalism.
Yeah, no,
That's
I don't
you're
think that's
That's fair.
supporting
capitalism.
you're supporting people who are enjoying their art. Even like a double A dev or
Mm-hmm.
like triple A, you're supporting capitalism by buying triple A games because the CEOs of those companies are bad, not because the developers are bad.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the capitalism is the problem, not the devs. It was
Mm-hmm.
the capitalism.
We're
Like,
talking the capitalism starts here.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we're all.
Way down.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
live in an upstairs flat. I'm not going to chap downstairs door to see how far I can put the bar. Like,
Mm-hmm. No, fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I still can't think of like one. I can't think of one particular villain that I think is like my favorite villain. So I'm gonna cheat slightly.
it's not actually a villain. Let me just tell you about my
No,
favorite
not that it's
character
a
in
no, that's
video
not a
games.
villain. I think for me, my favorite villain is all of the sort of smaller villains in Persona 5 and specifically Persona 5 Royal because it almost highlights different aspects of villains. And I think that's part of the reason that game is really interesting and compelling, right? So like the first big villain that you face is a gym teacher who's abusing power, right? And he is basically
Also a
trying to get
pedophile.
also a pedophile. Well, yes, except that Japan is a little bit weird with their ages, right? So that's why it's like, yes. Because I think by the time they changed the law, it was technically after this game came out. And I'm not saying that's right, wrong, or in between, but by Japan law, right? So I'm trying to put it in a context. But he's still
Legally
trying to
correct is
sleep with
not
the
morally
student.
correct.
I know. Well, that's why I'm trying to put it in context with like Japan, because Japan is, you know, they they've got some things. So
The
trying to
age
sleep
of
with
consent is
students.
generally over 16 everywhere in Japan. So
I think technically these characters are 16.
okay, you're
Um,
still.
it's
If
still
you're a teacher,
creepy.
you should know.
Yeah,
If you're a teacher,
it's
you should be
creepy as
fucking your
fuck.
students. Like,
So that's like the first one. And, there's a gangster who is like, I'm going to sell these pictures and ruin your reputation. Right. And a lot of it is very much about corrupt people in power. Right. But you're seeing it through different lenses with the different sort of smaller villains. And then this is a little bit of a spoiler if you have not played Royal. The villain at the very end of the game that is brought into Royal is someone that has good intentions but twisted. Good intentions, but what has been done is twisted to the point where I got both endings, the good ending and the true ending. And as a person, I was very conflicted and I was like, I wish I could walk away with the good ending, right? But the good ending means that this villain wins and I let him continue to do what he is doing and abusing his power that he has as this adult who is corrupted, but corrupted because he sees this as good, right? He sees this as fine, which is what the other adults did too, but it is more morally ambiguous as to whether or not it's good, right? So, you know, he is giving you all the ending that you hope for, but it's not what's supposed to happen, right? And that is like, I again, it's like the villain that you can sort of sympathize with, and you're like, I almost want you to win, right? But at the same time, I know this isn't right, so I have to get this true ending. And I'm trying to be a little bit vague for people who haven't played it because I know Royal is a little bit newer because they put out the first game and then years later put out like the definitive Royal edition. Um, but that the so for me it
Atlas, the
was
real villains here.
Alice is a real villain. I know. Well, let's see
Just
if they do
make,
it with
just
Metaphor.
make, Just make the game you want to make
I
first time
know.
around, and don't ask me to buy it fucking twice.
I know.
Like,
Um, but yeah, it's like it's the corrupt villain. It's the corrupt adults, the people in power. There is one other villain who sort of becomes an anti-hero. Uh, that I'll spoil a little bit because it's voiced by Robbie Daymond, and fucking hell, the things that he does with this character, oh, well, Catchy, I'll just say it, in Royal, just had me like reconsidering everything I thought about the game. Um, and Billy Kometz, who plays the counselor, rest in peace because he passed away unfortunately. You know, an amazing, amazing job at the villain in his arc. So it's that corruption of ideals and morals as the villain. So that's why I'm like, I know it's cheating because it's more of a concept, but really like amazing when done well. I think that's the big thing. But again, it's does if somebody else was voicing Akechi or somebody else was voicing Maruki, I don't think it would have worked. I don't think it would have sold the point home. So some of that is the voice actor bringing it and making it convincing. And in Royal, hell to the yes, they are. So kudos to them. But so again, a little bit of a cheat. I would need way more time to think of like one specific villain. But I'm really curious what the listeners think of as who is like the best villain, maybe from all of pop culture, video games, media, whatever. Like I'm really curious. So if you made it this far and are listening, let us know who your choice of villain is. Give us multiple villains. That's cool. Hey, maybe if we
tell
get enough
us what you
villains,
think makes a good villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe
What
we'll
is the
get enough
perfect,
villains and
like,
do a ranking.
yeah, what's a perfect recipe for a villain in a game
Ooh.
Mhm.
or even in a movie?
Yeah.
Is it is it the horror aspect? Is it the unsuspecting surprise? Or is it
Mm-hmm.
the woman, or is it the person that we all have in our lives that makes the best villain? Like,
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah,
You
let us know in the
you got
comments.
you got a Darth Vader, you got a Ghost Face, you
Mm-hmm.
got a Mother Gothel. What makes a good villain? Tell
Yeah.
us.
I don't think
We need to know.
hot take, I don't think Darth Vader was a villain.
I think he was a villain in the original trilogy when it came out,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
but obviously they went back and were like, maybe more of a tragic figure, but still did some fucked up shit.
He did. Oh, like
He killed all those children.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
Brett's like,
that's the most
hot take. I don't think that man that killed all those children was that
Here's
bad,
okay,
actually.
wait. Here's what I'll say. I don't think he's a full-on villain. I think
Mhm.
he was led astray and villainized.
Yeah, I
He's
think
a henchman.
He's a
until
henchman.
well,
Yes.
he's the dragon to the emperor, which is completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think what makes Darth Vader a good villain, because I do think he is a villain, is the fact he's quite complex. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't seem that complex in like the first film at all, and then there's complexity added in Empire and then Return of the Jedi, and then you go back to the prequel trilogy and you see that this is actually like a very like strange situation. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, he did give in to his selfishness and villainish tendencies because he wanted what was better for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he kind of got there, when like he's doing it all for Padme, and then she's
Mm-hmm.
like, "I don't recognize you. This is not the man that I fell in love with." His immediate response is to force choke her and accuse her of sleeping with his mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is gone by that point, and yes, he's been corrupted by the dark side.
Yeah, he's
However,
totally gone.
well, however, we're doing it for love until love is saying, I don't agree with that. And then we are force choking love. And then it's a bit like,
Mhm.
okay,
You're
maybe,
gone.
yeah, you're gone. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, the only reason I'm saying this is because I have to defend Darth Vader being a villain, because the scene in Rogue One
It's
where
so
he is
good.
cutting up
Oh.
everyone in that corridor to get to
Mhm.
the Tantive 5, which is the
Mhm.
start of the original Star Wars, is
Mm-hmm.
quite possibly my favorite scene in any of new Star Wars media. I'm
Rogue
like,
One is the best Star
Yes.
Wars movie. Change my mind.
I don't
it's
have to because you're correct.
so It's
Okay,
so
good.
good. And that specific scene, because like
Mhm.
he is supposed in the original films, he's like supposed to be this threat,
Hmm.
that I feel like they didn't necessarily get across as well
Until
as they
that
could have,
scene.
due to the limitations of the
Hmm.
filmmaking at the time. Yeah, he was always very threatening, but at the same time, it's just like he's a bit lumbery. He's a bit more of a Frankenstein's
Mhm.
monster than a
Hmm.
Frankenstein.
Mhm.
Um, but then that scene in Rogue One where it's full Darth Vader in the suit, just wrecking everyone, and the guy like tapping the
Hmm.
window, full blown horror movie
Mhm.
shit.
Yes.
Like, help me, help me, help me, and people just can't see as he's just storming up the corridor.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, this is cinema.
Mhm.
Cinema.
Absolute cinema. Yeah, no, that is quite possibly the best scene. It's the first. I feel like that's unfortunately the first time that he's been so terrifying in a movie. You've always
Oh,
heard about
yeah.
him being terrifying, but that is the first
Yeah,
time that
he's
I think we
yeah.
see it and feel it.
He's
And I
terrifying in
see
the comics, he's terrifying in a lot of video games. That's the
Mhm.
first and potentially only time they've captured it on film
Hmm.
where I was genuinely like, God damn, that man's a villain.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I and I'm gonna recant what I said about Darth Vader, and I think it is Anakin after he hits a point,
Mhm.
and then Anakin when he does go into Darth Vader,
That's fair.
till maybe episode closer to episode 5, 6. Yeah. I'm gonna say because if you've watched any of the Clone Wars
Hmm.
Mhm.
and seen Anakin and Snips and or Ahsoka and
Hmm.
any of that interaction, you root for Anakin.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
want Anakin and out because outside of the really, really bad dialogue that happens in 1, 2, and 3, um, Clone Wars just connects a lot of dots
Hmm.
and makes you see just who Anakin was before
Yeah.
the downfall. And I think that's maybe why I don't think he's the villain. I just think he was corrupted.
Hmm. Well, and I have my own takes on like the Jedi, because I'm like, yo, the Jedi just be stealing babies and brainwashing them.
Yeah, maybe the
So
Jedi are evil, actually.
I say that
I
all the
I
time, and
concur.
people get mad at me, and I'm like, yo, I'm just saying, like the Hitler Youth used to brainwash people too. So like Jedi, like like, and I know that's an extreme. I
Okay,
just like to
I
make
mean
people
that's a
mad.
very extreme take. I
No,
don't know
I
where
know
we're
that's an
like, oh.
extreme, but I'm like at its core, you're still taking children and brainwashing them. You're taking them away from their family and be like, this is everything. And I'm like, maybe this is not everything. Maybe that's where y'all
Empire
fell. Mhm.
the Empire out here literally with people called stormtroopers and candies like maybe the Jedi were the Nazis
Oh no,
actually.
the
Like
Empire is just as bad, and that's why we have the
Mhm.
rebellion.
the
Like
Em-
that's the thing.
the
It's like
Empire
this
is
is not
worse. Can we say
this
the
is not a
Empire is
one and one.
worse? Like
I mean, but
okay.
the Empire supplied jobs and like gave people roles. Like again, this is not a one for one, right? This is why you have to have the rebellion as like your third
I
party.
have to go. Actually, like I it's like
Like
Is
no, this is,
that
and again, I'm being like an exaggeration, but this is why I'm like there's
yeah, the
not two
Empire were
sides of
bad,
the
but at
same
least they
coin.
at least they
At
had
least they
at
gave
least the
jobs, right?
trains ran on time.
is
Like what
is
the fuck, bro?
is
Like,
Ahsoka middle ground then?
Yes.
Because we talk all the time
Yes.
about her being the gray Jedi.
yeah,
Yeah, and
Eh,
that's
or
that's my point. Like
I am no
I
Jedi.
am
She
no
says I am
Jedi.
no Jedi.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's very anti-Empire because they did blow up a planet.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
But she's
But that's why
also
I say like
she's
I don't think it's for me, I don't think
it's
it's
definitely
black and
not
white.
black and white.
Yes.
I definitely wouldn't be
Mhm.
saying the Jedi are as bad as the people that blew up a planet.
I
Like, what do
no,
you
but they have their
mean,
qualms.
they
We
have
talk
Yeah,
their
about
they're
they
it.
have their
yeah,
issues. Mhm.
they have their issues, but one of them
My
is a
allegiance is to the
genuine.
Republic. My allegiance. They say the words, my allegiance is to the
Mhm.
Republic.
Mhm.
And then you're like, no,
Right.
boo, boo. But that's why I think like Ahsoka's that middle ground. Ahsoka
And
is
that's what I've
that.
always wanted more of from Star Wars, the middle ground.
That's why
Because
Andor was so good. That's why
yes,
Andor was so good.
yes,
Mhm.
because if you only have two sides, you are doomed to fail, no matter what side.
Hello, America.
I want more
100%.
Andor.
That's
I know
that's
there
the
is no
thing.
more Andor.
I know there is no more Andor, sadly, but that is
But
my thing. If you have two sides, you are doomed to fail. There is no balancing the scales. You balance the scales, you're both the same. And again, an exaggeration, right? Like I say these things as an exaggeration, but it is, you can't, and that's why the gray Jedi, right? The Ahsokas, the Andors, the Rebellion, whatever comes in
Yep.
between is
it's
what
such a
is
parallel.
yeah, I know. And that's what's so important. That's why you should watch these things and play these things and then make your own, like, opinions and decisions. And I want to hear that from everybody in the comments. And I know we're basically at time. So if you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We've talked about a lot of things. Let us know what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. Give us your thoughts on the Jedi and the Empire and the Rebellion and the Gray Jedi, which I feel like we haven't had enough of in the new Star Wars universe, but maybe that's just me.
No,
Make sure
we
to
need more. We need more Jolie Bendos. More Jolie Bendos. That's what we need. And
give
if you
us more.
understand that
Mhm.
reference, please let us. Like, I would like to talk to you in the comments because I know you've got good taste. Like,
See, let us know. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can also check out the weekly news podcast. Find our articles over on gamersocialclub.ca. You can also join us in the Discord server. The link is going to be down below. And then also check out gamersocialclub.ca for your editorials, guides, news, and reviews written for gamers, by gamers. Share this with your gamer friends. And if you're really feeling it, leave a comment on something that we did that was wonderful. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, feel free to add that 5-star review. And we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.